Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Good morning for all from Senegal. It's a pleasure for me to present to you our research here in Senegal. And the title of my presentation is High Throughput Phenotyping Method on peanut field. The objective of these studies is to see the feasibility of high throughput phenotyping using UAV-based imaging and a green seeker, an equipment for NDVI. And the second objective is validation of vegetation, and this is obtained by UAV on-board image and with green seeker. And the last point is to see the method comparison for high throughput phenotyping. Here in Senegal, we have a high throughput phenotyping platform. We are based in Serras, a research center from the Senegalese Institute. And in this research center, we have one UAV. It's a microcopter ones. It's an old UAV. And we have a multispectral camera. It's a FN1. This multispectral camera has 6 spectral bands. You can see the different bands. And we have, on another hand, we have two equipment. We have used two ground equipment, handling equipment. It's the NDVI meter. It's a green seeker with working with 2 spectral bands, and the sun scan to measure the leaf area index. For the material method, we use 2 experiment sites, Nioro and Bombay, as you can see in this picture. These 2 experiment sites is inside the groundnut basin in Senegal. The difference between the 2 sites is the rainfall. In Bombay, we have around 400 millimeters a year, and in Nioro, it's a little bit higher with 600 millimeters. And these 2 studies was done during the cropping season to 2020. For the design, as you can see in the picture here, we have a complete randomized complete block design with 4 blocks and 21 peanut varieties. We done 3 days of measurement during at 41 days, 57 days, and 75 days after sowing. And each day we done 1 UAV flight at 12 p.m. at midday, and this flight was done at 25 meters above canopy. For the ground measurement, it's during 2 hours, at 1 to 3 p.m., and the measurement with the green seeker, as it showed during in the picture, it's at 60 centimeters above the canopy, and we have 3 replications per plot. I would like to show you quickly the image treatment pipeline for the UAV system. First, we need to define a flight plan before to go in the field. Like that, we can configure the image taking and the flight altitude. During the flight, we can capture images, and it's about 300 images per flight when we have a lot of data, a big volume of data. And after, when we come back at the office, it's the treatment, and with first generation of automosaic image and all the georeferencing aspect. And after, we can, with photogrammetry, obtain 3D images. After, as we can see here, it's quite easy to delimitate each plot of our experiment with a shapefile. And after, we could extract all the data, wave, the value of the bands, but also all the vegetation indices calculated through the band. And the last step is to estimate some of the trait of interest directly in the crop. But for that, we need to make some calibration. Some results, as you can see in the picture, this is the automosaic image for the NDVI results, and you can see all the experiment with the different plot. But we observe that we have an effect for the UAV between the site, but not for the green seeker. We have a big effect between the date, some effect, a little effect on block for the UAV, and a very big effect for all the varieties, and not effect with the interaction. If we compare the green seeker and the UAV, we observed with the image at its left, here it's a Bombay site. We observed two things. First, it's with the green seeker result is always higher than the UAV results. We have some hypotheses. First, we have a big heterogeneity in the plot in Bombay because the soil is very sandy and very poor. It could be an explanation. The second explanation it's the green seeker operator use because we have free replication and the operator choose the metal linear where we done the measurement. In the image, in the graph on the right side is the result in Neuro. In Neuros, we have less heterogeneity in plot, and we have not big differences between the UAV and green seeker. Another point for me is quite important at physiologist. It's the NDVI value from UAV and from green seeker follows the growth evolution of the crop. And for me, it's quite interesting. Vital diversity is here. It's a result in the left side, result from Neuro site, and you can see in green seeker result we have a good heterogeneity histogram with a Gaussian curve, and in red it's a UAV. It's quite similar, and on the right side, it's a value of different varieties in the Neuro site with the NDVI by green seeker. And you can see the difference between varieties. And the two methods present similar diversity, and for me, it's sufficient for the breeding program, and it's quite interesting. Another result, if we compare, if we make in relation the NDVI by UAV and NDVI by green seeker, we need to make these studies stage by stage or date of measurement by date of measurement, because there is an effect of the stage of the plant. And this is, it was confirmed by the paper from Adel Hassan in 2019, who this team work on wheat, and he observed it's not possible to make a general relationship between these two equipment in all data from all the cropping season. Now, if we make working on a simulation for the last part of our job, NDVI is a good information, but we need to make a correlation with a trait of interest, and we have decided to work on the leaf area index. Then we have make here, I will present you a calibration using Bombay experiment and a validation with the Neuro one. And we observe that we can have a quite good correlation and calibration in Bombay. But the validation is not really good, and the explanation is because the two sites are too different for the environment, and the plant are not completely similar between the two. And if we done the opposite, calibration in Neuro and validation in Bombay, we observe the same result. Then we need to have a better studies for the calibration to do a calibration across site in West Africa. For the tool comparison, I make a very quick comparison with this table. Time in the field, it's clear that the green seeker, we need to spend 2 hours. We spend 2 hours for 84 plots in the field. And with the UAV, it's more easier because with 10 minutes in the field, the flight is done and we can go back in the office. But data treatment is the opposite. We need to have more time for UAV data treatment, as I told you before. For the plant representativity, for me, we have trouble with the green seeker. When we need to improve the methodology in the measurement. And for the LIE proxy, we need to improve that, as I told you just before. In conclusion, the two methods could be used for high throughput phenotyping. My position is if you have a very high number of plots, UAV is better than green seeker, but up to 100 plots, it's completely possible to do phenotyping using the green seeker. We need more data for calibration across experimental sites to have a very good calibration who is working for a large number of environments. And we need to improve green seeker measurement protocol to integrate the intra-plot heterogeneity. Now, at the end, I would like to thank two people, the two students who manage all the experiment in each site. It's Moussa Saro for the Neuro site and Hassan Diop in the Bombay site. I would like to also thank my colleague from Israel and Seras, is Bassirou Sin, the physiologist, Modumbai, the bioinformatician for all the image treatment, and Isafai, the peanut breeder. I would like to also thank Maria Balota, who supervise our project, and also Dave and James, which coordinate the PEEL project in USAID. Thank you very much for your attention. I'm ready for some questions.
Thanks a lot for that presentation. We do have time for some questions. Let me check the Q&A box and see if we've got some things. Let's see.
There's one in the chat box.
Yep, gotcha. Is it possible that the sample size of the green seeker and the UAV shapefile are different, therefore the calibration is not perfect? And that came from Maria Balota.
Excuse me, I don't have.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'll repeat that question.
Please.
Yeah, I'll repeat it. It's so this is from Maria Balota. Is it possible that the sample size of the green seeker and the UAV shapefile are different, therefore the calibration is not perfect?
Yeah. No, we use the same plot for the two systems, but for the protocol we use for the green seekers handling equipment is to measure 3 times 1 meter linear in the plot. And with the shapefile, with the UAV, we have a complete average of NDVI in the entire plot. And this is why I said we need to improve the green seeker method, because in the plot we have a large number of plants, and the operator choose a little bit the 1 meter linear, the 1 meter where he did the measurement. And generally, he chose better plant, and this is why we don't have a good representativity of the plot with the green seeker. For me, it could be better to make measurement with the green seeker in the 2 diagonal of the plant. It could be better, but we need to test that.